In a quiet lab in Cambridge, 39 women with aggressive breast cancer all survived treatment. That's not something we see every day. Could this change the course of care?
Today is May 24th, 2025. Let's start simple. What makes BRCA1 and BRCA2 mutations so significant in breast cancer?
If you have a BRCA1 or BRCA2 mutation, your risk for aggressive breast cancer rises sharply. These mutations are behind roughly 1 in 10 breast cancers. Standard treatments haven't been enough, so survival rates for these patients have lagged. Remember when Angelina Jolie shared her preventive surgery story? That really brought these genes into public view.
Right, even with surgery, chemo, or immunotherapy, the first 3 years after treatment are the most dangerous, aren't they? That's when relapse or death is most likely.
Exactly. But something new might be happening. Cambridge researchers just published results from what's called the PARTNER trial. In May 2025, they tried combining chemotherapy with Olaparib, a PARP inhibitor, but gave both before surgery, not after.
Olaparib, why that drug? What's different about it compared to standard treatments?
Olaparib targets a weak spot in cancer's DNA repair. BRCA mutated cancer cells already struggle to fix their DNA. Olaparib blocks another repair route, the PARP proteins. So when both repair systems are down, cancer cells die. Healthy cells, though, usually survive.
And the results? All 39 women in the trial survived the critical 3 years after surgery. That's rare for this group.
Actually, it's unprecedented. Yes, it's a small trial, but a 100% survival rate in this high-risk group is something we haven't seen before. The real innovation is twofold: using Olaparib with chemo and doing it before surgery. The timing seems to make a difference.
Is Olaparib a new drug for cancer, or just new in this setting?
It's not entirely new. Olaparib is already approved for metastatic breast cancer and other BRCA-related cancers, but this is the first time it's been used this way, with this timing for early-stage disease.
If these results hold up in bigger studies, could this become the new standard for BRCA-mutated breast cancers?
That's the goal. It could give hope to thousands of patients worldwide. It's also a good example of how collaboration between academics, the NHS, and industry can drive change.
But there are still hurdles, right? More trials are needed.
Yes, absolutely. We need larger studies, more diverse patient groups, and longer follow-ups. It's important to compare long-term side effects, costs, and see if this survival rate lasts beyond 3 years.
Let's get practical for a moment. How soon could patients actually get this treatment?
Olaparib already has approval for other uses, so if larger trials confirm these results, it could be adopted relatively quickly. But regulators will want more safety and efficacy data first.
And side effects? Is this approach less toxic than standard regimens?
Early data suggest it might be less toxic, but Olaparib isn't free of side effects. Patients can feel fatigue, nausea, and changes in blood counts. The new protocol aims to reduce toxicity, but safety profiles will get clearer as trials continue.
Access is another challenge. Drugs like Olaparib are expensive and need specialized care. What about patients in low and middle-income countries?
That's a real concern. Lowering drug costs, expanding genetic testing, and building healthcare capacity will be critical. Otherwise, only wealthier countries might benefit.
Could this breakthrough shift how we approach genetic testing for breast cancer globally?
Very likely. If this treatment proves effective, there'll be more reason to include BRCA testing in standard breast cancer assessments and early detection, especially if testing becomes cheaper and easier to access.
One last thing. What are researchers looking to find out in the next phase of trials?
They want to confirm the safety, effectiveness, and cost efficiency in larger groups. If these results continue, it could shift treatment guidelines towards more targeted, less toxic, and more personalized care for inherited breast cancers.
Breast cancer remains the most common cancer in women, and inherited forms are some of the most severe. This story shows how genetics and targeted therapies can reshape outcomes, and why global cooperation matters.
Exactly. It's not just a scientific achievement. It's a reminder that innovation, teamwork, and access can change lives.
Thanks for joining us as we dug into this breakthrough in breast cancer treatment.
Thank you for listening. This episode was brought to you by mynews.studio. You can try it now, free of charge.